Well, greetings, everyone. I am Suzanne Klasen with CruiseOne. And normally my husband Steve would be on here. He's having a little computer trouble. He may be joining us later, so hopefully I'll get to introduce you. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. So thank you all for coming. So I am so excited to share this with you. I want to show you first the itinerary. Now, we are hosting this whole 28-night version of this itinerary where we do the Northern Lights cruise, which is here, and then we do the transatlantic. It is available as the 14-day cruise. So if you only want to do the Northern Lights cruise, you can do it on the October 3rd date. We also have two additional dates for the Northern Lights cruise on another ship. So I'll go over all of that with you, but you have 3 opportunities to take one of these beautiful Northern Lights cruise with Holland America. So first thing I wanted to address is what exactly is the Northern Lights? I'm not sure I completely understand the science. It has to do with the sun emitting solar winds and then the gravity of the poles basically bending them around and shaping them into arches and currents which glow in the night. That is a very basic way to explain it. I'm sure that they will have an expert on board the ship. They'll be able to explain it a little better. When and where can you see the Northern Lights? Well, the best locations are high latitude places like the Arctic in the Northern Hemisphere, Canada, Alaska, Iceland, Northern Scandinavia, which is where we're going to be, Norway. The season, you need to have dark, long night skies. So if the more darkness you have, the better chance you have of seeing the Aurora Borealis. And also someplace that is remote. So we are checking the boxes on all of these because when we're out at sea, we won't have any light interference. We're going to be there in October or November, depending on which cruise you choose. And we are at a high latitude. And there's many different colors of Aurora Borealis. Here's a little science. Again, I'm not an expert. I just kind of pulled these slides to just show you the different colors that you can see in the Aurora Borealis and the different types of oxygen concentration and nitrogen, basically the different chemicals that are in the sky affect what you see when you look at the Aurora Borealis. And here's another big question, because you see this picture in the middle here, where it kind of looks gray and white. Why does it look like that if it's so colorful? You take your cell phone up and you look at it and you can see all the colors. And we were so lucky because we just did a Northwest Passage cruise with an expedition cruise line, and they had one of their experts explain it to us. It has to do with how you see with night vision with your rods and daytime vision with your cones. And basically, if the Aurora Borealis isn't bright enough, you're only going to perceive it with your rods. So you don't perceive the color. The color is there. It's just maybe your eyes haven't adjusted. And if you stayed out there a long enough time with your eyes adjusting to the complete darkness, you would see more of the colors because your cones would activate. But no matter how you see it, the color is there. You just may not be able to perceive it. That's why one of the best ways to view Aurora Borealis is through your cell phone, because you see all the colors when you look at it through your cell phone or your tablet. Here are some of the pictures that we have taken over our different travels of the Aurora Borealis out at sea. Amazing, amazing sight to see. These were taken in August, which is not the best time to see Aurora Borealis because the sky is a little bit too lit up. But we got these pictures. I think they're pretty darn good. And I love this one because you can see the pink and the green in that one. I have a couple of videos. Now, this video was taken with an S22 Samsung phone, and it is not as sensitive, and night vision is not as good. I have an S25 now, and that picture that you saw with the many different colors was taken with that S25 camera. So each generation of cell phone comes out a little bit better. I have another set. This one that you can see them kind of waving up and down.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. You can see it with the naked eye, but you can see it even better with the phone.
Yeah, you can hear me talking in the background. You can see it with your naked eye, but better with the phone. Okay, so now we talked about Aurora Borealis. Let's talk about these fantastic ways that you can see this phenomenon. We have the 28-night or 3 different 14-night cruises that go along the coast of Norway, which is a spectacular country in itself. We're going to talk to you about the itinerary. Then we're going to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect from your experience on board, because I think a lot of people have stereotypes about what the Holland America experience is. And I am here to dispel all of those myths and show you that it's way more than a cruise line for older people. I will tell you that. And we're going to talk about our exclusive rates, because we have better than direct pricing on many different cabin categories on all. It's really 3-4 sailings. So just to talk to you a little bit about what we're all about. My husband and Steve and I own CruiseOne in Show Low, Arizona. And we have a passion for crafting exceptional experiences for our clients. We look for those out of the box itineraries and take out group space on them. We want to give that to our clients with better than what they would get direct, get them excited about this completely different opportunity, and explore and escort these groups so we can see and experience something that we have never done before. This is just, we're avid travelers ourselves. We use that experience to make sure that we are delivering wonderful experiences to our clients, because we've been there, we've done that, we have the experience, we have the advice to advise all of our clients on what to expect. And we are so lucky because all of the cruise ships have adopted Starlink. So people say, Suzanne, you're always on vacation. I never take vacation. I take trips. My computer goes with me. You can reach me no matter where I am in the world. So I always want people to know that even though we travel a lot, we are still minding our business and taking very good care of our clients. Some advantages of working with my agency: you've got an insider. I book literally hundreds of Holland America cruises every year. I know all the ins and outs of the ships, the best places to be on the ship. I help you with your cabin selection. I make sure that you don't make a mistake in booking, an obstructed view, that kind of thing, something that's going to be under a noisy deck, or maybe you book a category guarantee that isn't in a great location. I'm there to help you make sure that you don't make those mistakes, and that we're getting upfront for you an exceptional experience. I know that one size doesn't fit all, so I do have a very consultative planning process. You do have a low price guarantee. You are never going to pay less booking directly with the cruise line than you will with me. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how our prices are actually better than booking directly with Holland America right now. Help is just a phone call away. You're either going to get me or my office manager on the phone. No long hold times or queues. You might get our voicemail if we're both on the phone, and then you leave a message and I will call you back within 5 or 10 minutes. So I am very responsive. My husband, it's more than this. I should have changed this to like 33 years, because we've been sailing with Holland America for 33 years. We did our very first cruise with them in 1993. It was our honeymoon. There's Steve in his picture on Dutch night. We have done many different cruises with them. We've done several long cruises. And I have to tell you, we did the 28-night Alaska just this June. It went by so quickly. So have no fear. You will not be bored or run out of things to do or food to eat or things to try if you do a 28-night cruise with Holland America. If you don't have that much time or want a little bit shorter time, you can always do the 14-night versions of these cruises. So our theme tonight is kind of like, you deserve more Northern Lights, more Norway, more goodies added onto your cruise. And we're booking early. So with the Have It All early booking bonus, you get the elite beverage package rather than the standard one. You get free prepaid gratuities, or crew appreciation as they're calling it now, the free premium Wi-Fi with a shore excursion credit, specialty dining, and again, that low price guarantee. And I'll show you, there's 2 ways you can book it. You can book it with all those perks, or you can book it with no perk. They are running the Have It All Plus though. And so the advantage of that is over the standard Have It All, which they offer closer to sailing, is that for the same price differential per day, you get the elite beverage package rather than the standard one. So that gives you higher cost per drink that you can buy, that you get as part of that package. You get your crew appreciation already covered, and you get the Wi-Fi, the premium Wi-Fi included, not just the surf. So you don't have to absolutely upgrade your Wi-Fi. So here are the different itineraries. So over here, we've got the 14-night itinerary. This is the 28-night itinerary. And the reason we like that is it combines with the transatlantic. So you only have to take one long haul flight. You just fly home from Fort Lauderdale after that cruise. But some people don't want to spend that much time. A transatlantic is not their cup of tea. So in that case, I recommend doing the 14-night. You're going to have a fantastic experience. And we do offer 2 of those 14-night sailings on the new Statendam as well as on the Rotterdam. So here's a look at that 14-night itinerary. You can see you're going to go way inside the Arctic Circle. All of this area is going to give you fantastic Aurora Borealis viewing opportunities, as well as very interesting ports of call that we're going to visit in Norway during this cruise. So we're going to start off in Rotterdam, and Rotterdam is the largest port city in all of the Netherlands. It was almost completely destroyed at the beginning of World War II. So now it is known for its bold, modern architecture. In Rotterdam, you can visit a maritime museum. You can visit the 17th century Delfshaven neighborhood, which is known for that beautiful Delft blue and white pottery. And you can go to the factory where they're making that. And the Pilgrim Fathers actually came from this area. The ones that came to America and were the first, some of the first colonists in the United States. We're also going to go to Alesund, Norway, and this port is known for this big rock you can climb up. I have done this twice. It's only, let me see how many steps it is. It is 418 steps. So it is a good workout if you want to do that. There are railings. It looks a little scarier here, but it's all railing and there's places you can rest along the way. Or if you want that view without the climb, you can always take a taxi cab around the back of the mountain and get up to that observation lounge. The whole city burned down in, what year was it burned down? 1904, it burned down, and it was all rebuilt in this beautiful Art Nouveau style. So there's a lot of great continuity between the architectural styles within that city. They also have the Atlantic Sea Park, which is definitely worth a visit. It's a huge aquarium. They have all kinds of displays with the fish that are in the area. There are some sea otters and some seals. It's a great place to visit if you like to learn more about nature in Norway. Next, we're going to visit Trondheim, Norway. It's the 3rd largest city, and it has a lot of history of modernism and kind of the old. So it's a little mix of both. And it's got these beautiful, what you see in this picture, historic, colorful wharf houses. There's actually a large student population. There's the Norwegian University of Science and Technology is located there. So it keeps the city lively, a lot of young people, a lot of hip cafes, that kind of thing that young people like to go to. So very beautiful city in terms of architecture, history, and nature there. The next city is Tromsø, Norway. And we actually stayed there for a couple of days between cruises back in 2024. And the picture with the snow is not my picture, but the picture of this is the, what is that called? It's the cathedral. It's the like ice cathedral, snow cathedral, something like that, are obviously named because of the architecture. And then we took the cable car up this mountain where we got this beautiful view of the city and all kinds of beautiful flowers and stuff. That's something you definitely want to do. If there is snow on the ground, like in the top picture, you may be able to do a dog sledding excursion or snowmobiling. This city is definitely known for its northern lights and its winter wonderland type experience. Alta, Norway also has that winter wonderland type experience, as well as the Sami culture, which are the native people that have lived and thrived in this area, these very, very cold climates for thousands of years. There is a cable car that you can go to in Alta, and there's also a UNESCO World Heritage Rock Art Museum. And you can see 6,000-year-old ancient petroglyphs at that museum. So if that's something that is of interest to you, there's also a Northern Lights Cathedral located in this area as well. And Holland America is going to have great excursions from which you can choose for all these kind of ports. Next one, let's see if I can say Kristiansand, Norway. These are pictures that I took, well, the top one isn't, but the one of the marketplace and the statue of the woman in the marketplace are 2 that I took. and the other one, I believe, is from Holland America's website. There is the beautiful Atlantic Road runs through this area. There is a large history of fishing and that salt cod industry. So this goes back to when salted cod was traded all around the world for goods. It was kind of like Norway's liquid gold or fish-shaped gold. And there's a huge tunnel that is one of the longest tunnels, and it connects Kristiansand and several islands around that area. Norway loves to build tunnels. They have all these undersea tunnels that go everywhere in Norway. It's really quite interesting. Okay, Andalsnes, I'm sure I'm saying that well. Andalsnes, Norway, is that what the word means is alpine village by the fjord, and it's a destination for hikers, climbers, and people who just like scenery. You can take this road, it's known as the Troll's Ladder, up into the mountains and get these spectacular views, see spectacular waterfalls. There's also a cable car that will take you up into the mountains. This is another very interesting place to visit in Norway. So we're going to go back to one of my old favorites. I love Bergen, Norway. They have that beautiful Hanseatic wharf, which again goes back to that salt cod trade. There's a picture of me in front of the Hanseatic wharf. And we took the funicular up the side of the mountain, and I took that picture looking down. It really is a beautiful port, wonderful one that you can walk around on your own, or take an excursion, or even take an excursion a little further afield to learn more about the general area. Bergen is one of my favorite places to visit. And then Lerwick, Shetland Islands. I have, of course, those adorable Shetland ponies and then a castle. There are so many beautiful things to see in this area because it is not a Celtic area. It was a Norse area, and there was a king that was like a Norse king. He owned the Shetland Islands, or maybe he was a baron. He had some debt, so he sold the Shetland Islands to United Kingdom, Scotland, whatever it was at the time. I know he sold it off to pay off the debt. And there is history in this area dating all the way back from the Bronze Age to the 17th century. So Shetland Islands, another wonderful place to visit. Then we will head back to Rotterdam, where if you're only doing the 14-day cruise, that's where you're going to disembark. And this port is about an hour from Amsterdam. Amsterdam is the major airport where you're going to fly in and out of. So be sure to have me work with you to make sure you have a price for your transfer to get you to and from Amsterdam Airport to Rotterdam. That's very important. So if you want to do the transatlantic part of this, it adds another 14 days. You're going to have some sea days and some nice historic ports in Europe before you head across the Atlantic. There is Zeebrugge. Zeebrugge or Bruges is an amazing place. You can tour by canal boat. I did that last time I was there. I ate at this restaurant last time I was there. And if you've ever seen the movie In Bruges, it's a dark comedy, crime drama kind of thing. And one of the themes of the cruise is that this guy he's broken a rule in the mafia, and it means that he's going to be assassinated, taken out by his own men because he broke a rule. But they send him to Bruges because the guy that's the evil mafia leader wants him to have a good time and see this beautiful city before he dies. And I can tell you, Bruges truly is a beautiful city. They also have tours that will take you to Brussels. So if you've never been to Brussels, maybe you want to see that famous statue of the naked baby peeing, or just see the other parts of Brussels. That's a wonderful place to visit as well. Then the cruise goes to Le Havre, which gives you access to Paris, Giverny, Rouen, and the beaches of Normandy. They have excursions to all of those places. So if you've never been to Paris, take a full day tour. I believe they take you by coach. You get to see all the important things like the newly restored Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower. But if you want to see more history, you might want to go to the beaches of Normandy, see some of the D-Day landing sites. You can also go to the Museum of Impressionism, where they have a lot of Monet's artwork, and even go visit his home where he painted a lot of his famous like water lily paintings and that kind of thing. So the next state is Cherbourg, which is also in Normandy, France. And this also gives you a chance to visit the D-Day museums and the memorials. or even visit their Liberation Museum, which is right in the town of Cherbourg. Next, the ship will stop at Falmouth, England, United Kingdom. This is known for its striking sceneries, its castles, its beaches, its coastline, art galleries, unique shops, lots of great things that you can do in Falmouth. Then you're going to have those relaxing sea days where you're going to cross the Atlantic. And Holland America, they have such great entertainment programs. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the Holland America experience section of this presentation. But I want to let you know, if you want to relax and take a nap every day and read a book, you can do that. But if you want to be active and attend things like matinees and comedy shows and live music and interactive games and game shows and all that kind of stuff, Holland America is going to keep you busy with those things too. So it's up to you how much you want to do or relax. After those 6 sea days, we do have one more port at King's Wharf, Bermuda. And there's, of course, amazing things to see here: beaches, fortresses, dolphin watching, snorkeling, golfing, sailing activities, lots of different things in the beautiful, beautiful islands of Bermuda. And then we'll head to Fort Lauderdale, where we disembark. So that kind of gives you the idea of the 2 itineraries. Those are the main itineraries. The other 2 14-night itineraries are back to back. They go to Norway and they're very similar. So I will go over those again a little bit later in the presentation, but I'm featuring one because we'd be here all day if I was going through all three different itineraries. So let's talk about that Holland America experience. What can you expect once you get on board? And I can tell you, Holland America has these 5 pillars that is really what they use to make sure they are delivering an extraordinary experience to their clients. They want to be the cruise line of explorers, so they're offering itineraries that take you places and do different things than any other cruise line. They're not your run-of-the-mill itineraries. And if you are a foodie, they have great food on board, both in their main dining room and specialty dining. Music lovers, there's so much great music on Holland, and fantastic service and spacious ships. So I'll talk a little bit about each one of those pillars. Now, the nice thing is, if you're an explorer like us, you unpack once, you're going to see the Scandinavian or Baltic capitals. You're going to see wherever the ship is going, you're unpack once and get to do all kinds of wonderful things. And you can do as little or as much in each port. You can book an excursion every day, or if you need a little bit more relaxed experience, you can maybe some days explore on your own and some days do a ship's itinerary or even an independent itinerary. They also have this great global fresh fish program. It's curated by Matsuhara Morimoto, who you know is an Iron Chef, and they're trying to have the freshest fish. So in a place like Norway, which is so well known for its fish, you know that they're going to be bringing on fish in every port so that we can continue to have that delicious fresh fish every day. There are over 80 plus varieties of fresh fish that Holland America offers worldwide as part of this program. And there are several dishes that you can order that are specially curated by Matsuhara Morimoto. Those are usually on the menu on the gala nights with a little bit of extra charge. So you can have a bit of specialty dining right from your own table. You don't have to go to a different venue in order to try some of those delicious dishes. And of course, there are also all our fresh fish dishes that are included in the regular menu as well. These are just some different dining experiences they have on the ship. They have the New York Pizza Restaurant. They have that main dining room. And of course, you see that beautiful Delft china in this picture. And the burgers and the snacks that they have at the sailaways. They have some wonderful, wonderful experiences there. And then you've got the Lido Marketplace, which is their quick service dining. It's not a buffet where you just shovel stuff. Every station is manned, and the people are serving it to you a la minute, so that you're getting a hot, fresh, delicious plate of food. And there's variety. It changes every day. Even if you ate at the Asian station every single day, which sometimes I find myself doing, it's always rotating: Filipino, Indonesian, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, all different kinds of foods that they serve, and that one station. So lots of variety of food when you go to the Lido Marketplace. specialty dining on this. This is a Pinnacle class ship, so they have 4 fantastic specialty dining venues. These are all at an extra charge unless you have it all, and then you get to experience this as a part of included in your cruise, and I'll explain that in a little bit later. But this ship has the Pinnacle Grill classic steakhouse, the Canaletto, which is their wonderful Italian food restaurant. That might be my favorite. The Tamarind restaurant is Asian fusion. And I'll tell you, Steve wasn't sure he was going to like that, but we ended up loving that restaurant as well. And then Rudy Sel de Mer. Now, this one I have yet to try, and I'm going to see if I can talk Steve into do it. My husband doesn't eat seafood, but I do understand that they have a steak dish on it. And that is now included as one of your choices with the Have It All Plus program if you add that as your perks to your reservation. I'll explain that in the later slide. These are some of our own pictures from 2 of our favorites, the Pinnacle Grill and the Canaletto. That is the curtain of bacon, I think, or clothesline of bacon. I can't remember what they call it, but it's delicious. It's wonderful. Meatballs, the souffle with the creams, wonderful dishes in the specialty restaurants on Holland America, as well as in the main dining room. So if you choose to have it all, you get a chance to experience both of those. So best live music at sea. Holland America contracts with some of the best musicians that you have ever heard. Pianists, blues singers, rock and roll singers. And I have a couple little clips of some of our singers from our last cruise in the Rolling Stone Rock Room. And these girls just rocked it every night, as well as the guys too on the guitar. They were just fantastic. So we'll go watch a little bit of that. And I have another one of the girls singing. One more. Behind them, they had that little sign that said Rock Legends. So they do different sets. That they did a soul show, they did a Rock Legends set, they did like a 60s show, 80s, 90s, just off the pop charts. They do a little bit of everything. And those girls were Indigo and Christina. And I could say that Indigo could sing the phone book and I'd be happy listening to her. And then Christina just had such a wide range of what she was able to sing too. They were so much fun to watch. They have world-class acts that come to the main stage. And this is in addition to their regular lineup, because they have the BBC Earth in Concert. They have the Step One Dance Company, which is their own in-house dance company. Well, they have headliners. This is All That Clogging. They appeared as finalists in a couple seasons of AGT. Their founders now tour with like 3 younger guys, and you'll see that in this dance. And they're American clogging to the world in a really entertaining way. So I'll just show you a little clip of that. And we had a chance to talk with them. They were really interesting, and they had the 3 young guys with the older guy that was sort of their leader and director. But that's an example of the kind of talent that they bring on board to do these variety acts. Here's something else that I am super excited about. So I'm pretty sure that it'll be rolled out by the time we are on this ship in 2027, because I'm a huge fan of Bob Fosse's choreography and, of course, Gwen Verdon's dancing. They have a new show that's going to be called Fosse Verdon, and it's going to feature all of his original choreography in this show that's going to feature, Chicago. Um, I'm trying to think what else Bob Fosse did. He did so many different shows. Chicago's the one that's jumping out with me because when Verdon was the star of it. So that's going to be an amazing show. The other pillar of Holland America is their service. This is a great picture of their entire staff. They have a very high staff to guest ratio. And just a couple of things. They had this wonderful carnival evening where they had carnival food and you played carnival games. And that was sort of an entertainment thing that they have. So I have the pictures of those lovely candied apples. But the other picture is when I was trying to eat healthy. We asked our waiter, we said, you know what, we don't want to sit down. We were traveling with our friend and his 4-year-old. We don't want to sit down and fill up on bread. Could you bring us a veggie tray every night? He said, absolutely. You want we had 2 of these sitting on our table every night. And I've learned, I think it's a great idea, that snack on vegetables instead of bread. I just request this at the beginning of the cruise and they bring it out every night for us. So it's a wonderful little treat to have that special attention. The 2 ships, this is the 2 ships that are doing this. This is the New Statendam and the Rotterdam, which are these lovely Pinnacle class ships. They are the most open air, just beautifully furnished, brand new ships in the Holland America fleet. They have this gorgeous covered swimming pool and atrium, and that main dining room is just so light and airy and modern. And you can see that it's all based on music. If you look at that dining room, it reminds you of the inside of maybe a guitar or another stringed musical instrument. So very much incorporating that theme into the decor. Here is your basic balcony cabin. You get a desk, a nice sofa bed, and then your twin beds that push together. If you are a couple, it makes like a king size bed. And if you are traveling with your aunt or your grandmother or somebody, they can be split apart into twin beds. So you do not have to share a bed with someone who is not your significant other. People used to tell me, I can't stress this enough. Holland America, oh, that's the cruise line for old people. But after experiencing it, it has such a lively atmosphere on all of the cruises we've taken with them. I feel like you're only as old as you feel, and Holland America has a little something for everyone. So you can be as young or as old as you want. And if you are a senior with maybe, you need a little assistance with your walker or your wheelchair, they do a great job with that too. That's the wonderful thing about Holland America, is that there's a little something for everyone. They also have the orange night. There we are, all in our orange, because orange is the color of the royal family of Holland. This has been a tradition with them for a long time. So that's my whole group from our last cruise that we did in June. And then you can see the party that's going on in the ballroom. They actually moved the chairs out of the theater, put the band up on stage, and have a dance floor in front of the theater, turn it into a ballroom. So lots of fun things to be had on Holland America. So if you're new to cruising, I feel like it's important to talk about all the things that are included in the basic price of your cruise: your accommodations, your fine dining in that main dining room, your casual dining in the Lido Market and that dive-in, which I didn't even mention, burgers and dogs that are to die for. All your gym equipment. They have movies in the theater and movies that stream on your TV at no cost. You're going to have things like cooking demonstrations, enrichment lectures, and that might be about animals or history of the region you're visiting. They have a pickleball court. If you are into pickleball, this is your cruise line. They have all that nightly entertainment, and those clubs is included. There's never a cover charge for those. You've got your standard beverages are always included. Room service is included with Holland America, and they even have an afternoon tea for snack time. So there's lots that is included with Holland America. This ship does not have self-service laundry, and if you're going to be on there for 14 days or 28 days, you might want to do laundry. They have a program, it's $35, whatever you can fit in a cloth bag, or you can do what we do, because we take a lot of long cruises with Holland America. We just buy the unlimited laundry package for $8.50 a day. We're filling up a cloth bag every day, every other day, and sending stuff out. So we don't have to pack a whole lot to go with us. It's a great way. It's a great way to do it. So now we're going to talk about the different ways that you can book Holland America. And I've mentioned it before at the beginning, that have it all with the early booking bonus program. So no matter where you book, you have the choice of adding this Have It All program for just $60 a day. And when it includes prepaid gratuities, if you need Wi-Fi, when you figure out your shore excursions and your specialty dining, it's kind of a no-brainer. You don't even have to drink alcohol for it to make sense. Because if the alcohol package itself is $60, the Wi-Fi package is $30, if you add up the value, it's over $126 a day. So it makes so much sense to add it. So my next slide talks about the different ways that you can book it. So whether you book with Holland America or with me, you can choose a no perk rate. It's not going to have any of those extra added value. When you book with the Have It All Plus package, which is what's being offered right now, it adds $60 per person per day to the price of your cruise. And it's going to add that elite beverage package. It's going to add the premium Wi-Fi, the prepaid crew appreciation, which is a huge value. I think this value that I show here is calculated on the 14-night cruise, not the 28-night cruise. And then 2 nights of specialty dining on the 14, 3 on the 28. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer to add it, but I did have some people, we don't like fine dining. I don't know. We don't drink and we don't use Wi-Fi. So if that's your case, we can sell it to you without it. We just need to, go through the whole process and make sure it makes sense. So you can book at the Holland America no perk rate or our CruiseOne discounted rate. And I'll show you on the next slide the savings that it offers you. And I just have a couple of examples with the savings of being between $50 a person all the way up to like $360 a person. So here is the pricing chart for let's see, this is that first 14-night cruise. So there's for interior, ocean view. I just pulled an example balcony. I have lots of different balcony cabins that you can choose from. I just picked ones that I prefer the location of, but there are less expensive ones. So you've got all the different, their price with no perk, our price with no perk, their price with the Have It All, our price with the Have It All, and then I've calculated the savings. And it's, in most cases, it's a $200 savings over booking with Holland America Direct, depending on the category that you're booking into. This is the 28-night. And again, that's where you're going to see it with that interior. We have that huge $360 savings, but we have nice savings on balconies as well when you book with us. Then we have the next the 14-night cruise that is on 10/16. And again, you've got savings between $50 and $262 per person. Or I believe that, yes, that's per person. So because all these prices are per person based on double occupancy. So if you're traveling solo, please reach out to me. I can save you money over Holland America Direct as well, and I'll get you some pricing for solo cabins. Here again is the additional 14-night Arctic Circle on 11/6. And I guess that's it. So those are the 4 different cruises that you can book with me with a nice savings. And we do have a special perk that we are offering people. If you book 2 or more, if you book with us, you get 2 more specialty dining experiences. We're going to treat you to a Pinnacle Grill lunch on a sea day and 1 extra night of specialty dining in Canaletto. So you get 2 extra specialty dining experiences, and that is whether you book with perks or no perks. So that's a great benefit that we give you. And then we have a special for our onboard webinar. This actually applies to any Holland America cruise that you book. So if you don't want to take either one of these, but you want to do a 7-day Caribbean, we can apply it to that. We're going to give you an extra onboard credit. You got to book any American cruise by October 26th with deposit. So the higher amount is for the longer 15-day plus cruises. We don't just do Holland America, although they have a great place in my heart in terms of cruises. I just wanted to touch on some of the other groups and savings offers that we have. We have a celebrity solar eclipse cruise on August 1st of 2016 off the coast of Spain and Portugal. I still have pretty good availability. That price that you see is total for 2 people, not per person. That is a total for 2 guests in 1 cabin. We also have a Holland America solar eclipse cruise, a round trip from Boston. I still have a little bit of availability on that. It's 35 nights. There's also some 28-night solar eclipse cruises that depart from Rotterdam round trip. And there's also a Mediterranean solar eclipse cruise. If you want to go to Antarctica in 2026, we have a great expedition cruise that's going down there. This is one where you get in zodiacs and walk around. We also have in 2027 one that includes South Georgia and the Falkland Islands, as well as Antarctica. Again, these are get off the ship, walk around, 120 passenger ship. It's a completely different experience from Holland America. We also have another group in 2027 that's doing that. If a scenic sailing only is more your pace, we have the 70-day Grand Voyage, South America and Antarctica from Holland America with great group savings. We also have some of the shorter voyages, the 22 nights that visit Antarctica as well as a celebrity that goes there. We are going back to Svalbard with our favorite expedition line, Aurora Expedition. And if you've never heard of Svalbard, look up my video. I have a webinar running on YouTube. It is the most incredible place where you see glaciers, polar bears, everything like you would not believe. It's an amazing experience. We also taking a group to Scandinavian capitals in May of 2026. And I've just put some quick pricing. That's pricing per cabin based on double occupancy. And again, if you book now, that's going to come with that. You can add that Have It All Plus option. We also have this little Norway cruise that you can tag on to that. And then we also have several river cruises in Europe that we are escorting, or just we have great pricing on. This one's coming up in a couple of weeks. So if you're interested in that, reach out to us. We also have some great deals on Avalon Waterways as well. We do small ship cruising, Windstar, 330 passenger ship going to Greece and Turkey. Azamara, it's 750 passenger ship going to Greece, Italy, and Albania. Athens to Rome. You can do these as back-to-back. I'll put together a 4-day custom package for you in Athens or somewhere in Greece. We're also super excited to be hosting our first group cruise on the Columbia and Snake River. This is out of Portland, Oregon to Clarkson, Washington. This is your chance to see the American West in style and see some of the most beautiful places along the Columbia and Snake Rivers. We're doing a Christmas markets cruise with Avalon Waterways in December of 2027. These sell out early. So if you're interested, give me a call and we'll get you booked. Again, this is the total price for the cabin, not per person. And this is a very extensive Christmas markets cruise. It's going to be an amazing experience. If you didn't see anything else you want, my groups page lists all of my personally managed groups. And then we are a major national account for all of these cruise lines. They give us great pricing because we're a franchise organization. So we have some of the biggest buying power in the United States, and we negotiate these rates exclusively for our guests. And call me up. I'm glad to consult with you and find a ship and a sail date where I can get you a fantastic, better than direct price on many, many different cruise lines. So, we hope you enjoyed our presentation. That's the end of the meat of the presentation. Holland America has these 14-night, 28-night cruises going to the Northern Lights, an amazing opportunity to see the Aurora Borealis. Truly one of the most spectacular experiences that you're going to have in your life. You get to have it all early, which has the elite beverage, the premium Wi-Fi, and the gratuities, which you don't get with the regular have it all, and the specialty dining and the shore excursion. Plus our goodies, we're adding the lunch and the dinner in the specialty dining, and of course our bonus onboard credit. Now, I told you that I would go back and look at the itinerary really quickly for all four of the different options. So I wanted to show you, they're pretty similar. They're very, very similar. I think the only difference is maybe the order that you go. They visit pretty much the same ports, just slight differences, like this port here is different from the one that we're doing. So just wanted to point out the differences there. But it's not drastic, and we can talk to you about whichever one makes the most sense. We will be on the one that you see here. So if you want to sail with me and have us along to make sure that every aspect of your cruise is exceeding expectations, be sure to book that one. call me for a complete quote. This is from, I have Alaska on here. This is an old slide I reused. Let me go to the next slide because this has all our contact information. Suzanne and Steve Klasen, we are independent travel advisors. This is our email. You can email me if you'd like a quote. Our phone number, this is our toll-free number, 855-367-4730. We'd love to help you plan your next fantastic Holland America cruise and especially save you money. So I am going to, let's see, go and look and see if there's anything in the chat. Doesn't look like we have anything in the chat. So that's it. I want to thank you all for coming and thank you for your participation. I'm gonna open it up to questions to see if anybody has any questions. If you do, you will have to unmute yourself. Any questions? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and stop the recording and